So Ross, we're here to talk about your 200th game for Raith Rovers, which you achieved at Dens Park last Saturday. First up, it was a great team performance on your 200th game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's been a great start to the season, to be honest, and we carried that on Saturday. I thought the first half probably weren't great, they were the better team, but the second half we came out and thought we definitely deserved a point, and after we scored the goal I even thought we might go on to actually win the game, but yeah, a point there was a good point, to be honest.
Yeah, and richly deserved, as we said. But we're here to talk about yourself, though, and your 200th game and your career at Rovers so far. Let's go right back to the start. You signed from Rovers from the youth development system in June 2013. I understand that you had a place to study engineering at Heriot Watt, but the opportunity at Raith Rovers came up. Was that a hard decision to make at that time, at that age?
In all honesty, no, it wasn't hard at all. No, I had a couple of offers from different unis to go study engineering. In all honesty, it's something I didn't really want to do. I always kind of had my heart set on football, and mum and dad kind of forced me in a way to stay on for fifth year to do my hires. But yeah, as soon as Raith gave me the opportunity, I had a great year at under-17s under Hugh McCann. I'm not sure if you know.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant manager for me under 17s, and then got offered to go full time the season after, so yeah, it was a no-brainer at the time.
Yeah. And indeed, when you went full time, you signed up. I was looking through the photos there, and you signed up at the same time as Liam McCrory, Callum Robertson, and a young man called David Bates, who went on to do a few other things in his career. Did you think that you'd last the longest at Raith Rovers, and indeed, apart from David Bates, as a professional footballer?
I've no idea, to be honest. At the time I was just probably buzzing just to sign my contract, and even the guys you're talking about, Liam and Callum, are really good players, and Batesy, credit to him, you've seen what he's done, went on to play Rangers, Hamburg, he's away in Austria at the moment.
I think so.
Yeah, Austria I think. No, Belgium he's at, yeah.
Okay.
I hope he's not watching this. Yeah, so credit to him for how well he's done, but I think probably nothing I was thinking about at the time, to be honest, and yeah, I was just happy to sign my first professional contract, to be honest.
And in these days where players tend to sign 1 or 2 year deals, you've been here 7 years, but you're still only the 4th longest serving player still at the club, behind Dave McGurn, Ian Davidson, who are a wee bit older than you, and Louis Vaughan. How do you think in this 7 years you've developed as a player?
I think I've developed massively from when I first came in, and I think a lot of credit goes to when I first came. It was Grant Murray and Laurie Ellis, and Laurie especially played a huge part for all the young players when we were apprenticeship. I think we got, I'd say, probably an old school apprenticeship compared to, I think a lot of people say it's easy now, but we were up there cleaning the stands, doing the changing rooms every day. Laurie even used to actually plant things for us to try and find. If we didn't find it, we'd have to clean it again. But yeah, those two are massive, and then obviously we've had a lot of good gaffers since, and the gaffer just now as well, I think I've developed massively under him. The amount of, I'm sure you've heard, the amount of video we do, that it's long at times, but it makes you develop a lot as a player, and I feel like I've improved a lot over the 7 years.
And over that 7 years, unlike Ross Callaghan, for instance, and Louis Vaughan, yours was a gradual introduction into the first team. You played in 2 friendlies in the first 2 pre-seasons. Then you got your start at Dumbarton in May 2015, and that was when Laurie was the manager, with Maurice Malpas beside him after Grant Murray had left us. What advice did you get from Laurie and Maurice in the build-up to your first start, and indeed Grant Murray in the time that you knew him before then?
In all honesty, I can't really remember, but I remember they probably just said go out and do exactly what you've done in training and reserve games, and I remember the game pretty well. I remember Louis Vaughan's goal, scored from almost the halfway line, and yeah, it was just a nice touch to finally, I felt like I'd worked really hard over the 2 years of my apprenticeship, and it was just a nice reward at the end of it to finally get a start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we all remember that goal by Louis Vaughan. I think it was scored from the main road rather than 50 yards out. But a big day all round. 3 years after signing, you got the first of 13 goals for Raith Rovers in a 2-0 win at Ayr. As a box-to-box midfielder, and the player more likely to win the ball than score, what's your favourite goals out of those 13? Or do you not remember them?
Strange enough, there's one against Morton that was out here. I don't know if you remember. It was cut back, and to be fair, it's nothing to do with the goal. It was just because my whole family was there that day, and they were all in hospitality, and there's like a lot of my aunties and my uncles that hadn't even seen me play before, so that was probably a special moment. And to be fair, there was one last year, the one away at Airdrie, I enjoyed a lot. That was a massive game. I just enjoyed that. It was a big tackle before it, which was nice.
And the Morton one, I do remember. I think was your dad's company was sponsoring the match as well, which is why they were all in hospitality.
Yeah, it was my dad and his friends, so they were all sponsoring it. So I took a bit of stick from all the boys in the changing room. They voted me man of the match. He told me before the game he promised he wouldn't do it to save me embarrassment, but I think because I scored, they felt like he had to.
Yeah. Another memorable match early on in your career was at Celtic Park in that cup game, and you had a running battle with Scott Brown. You caught him with a tackle, and he was in your ear the rest of the night. Now, obviously, you're not going to say exactly what was said between you, but what sort of stuff were you getting off Scott Brown after laying one on him?
I think I was just probably frustrated at the time because they had all the ball, and I just wanted to put my foot in and kind of make a statement. And I think I've caught him late with a tackle, and he's a top player, and I think he was in. I think I had a great chance actually. I think he was a defender at the time. I think it was Effie Ambrose headed it out to me. I had a volley, which I still think about. I should have scored, and he ran past me and he was saying, "No, you couldn't finish your dinner, wee man." And that's when I was thinking, "Oh, playing with real men now, I'm going to get slaughtered all the time." So it was a good introduction to it.
Those tough challenges are what you seem to thrive on, I think. You've mentioned it already. In your time at the Rovers, for someone who I always look on as predominantly a young player, I still refer to you as one of our younger players. You've played under 6 teams, from Laurie and Grant through to John and Paul. Obviously, you take something from every manager you've ever played with. But looking at the current setup, the current gaffer and Paul, what's so special about working with those two?
I just think it's their attention to detail, to be honest. The gaffer, the amount of work he puts in is incredible, and I can easily say out of all the managers, he's the one that just lives and breathes football. It's incredible. I can imagine him just now being a nightmare to deal with. Yeah, exactly. Just desperate to get back, and hopefully gets back soon. But yeah, just say the thing that makes him stand out is just his attention to detail. The amount of video we do, the amount of research he does on opponents, on ourselves. He takes players aside, tells them things they can improve on, and I think it's credit to him. He cares a lot about everyone, and I just think, like I said earlier, I've improved a lot under him, so I appreciate it.
And finally, just something that came to me now. Also, the style of football. When John came back, people were saying that Rovers will play a certain way because John's come back. It couldn't be further from the truth. He's got you playing a really high standard of football, playing out from the back and so on. Do you enjoy that system, obviously?
Yeah, it's obviously every player wants to play that kind of football, and like I've said, the gaffer, the amount of work he puts, we all know exactly what we're doing going onto the pitch, and I think last year it just kind of clicked from the start of the season, and from the start of this season it's done the same, so hopefully that it can continue. But the quality we've got in the team and the football we play, it's a joy to play in, to be honest.
Good. Well, we've enjoyed watching it so far this season. Thanks, Ross, and good luck.
Right, thanks very much.